ultimately, if you know yourself more, if you know what you want out of life more, we can start to make key decisions to make that come true. We've heavily invested our time over the last couple of years to create something very bespoke around personal development, which was the life-changing element to turn my life around. And we combined it into 4 key areas. One being the mind encapsulating the brain, but in essence, your thoughts, how we think on a day-to-day basis, negative thinking patterns, negative thoughts, but also on the flip of that, positive thoughts, positive thinking patterns, the difference between the two, how certain ones can be triggered, but ultimately, how can we start to control them and direct them more? That would be the M in the meds. The E is for emotions, talking a lot about what are emotions. A lot of people struggle to understand truly what an emotion is. And we give a lot of coaching around this. Self-awareness is so big. And if we can understand more around not just what an emotion is, but why do we feel this emotion? What's caused this emotion? Has it been triggered by something internally, externally, from the past? This is something that we help people understand. At the same time, in the emotions module, we also help people understand ways to create a state change within emotion. So when you are feeling stressed, worried, anxious, down, depressed, demotivated, all of the kind of categories within emotions that may fall into low well-being and low mental health, we help give tools, tactics, methods to change your state into a more positive way of being. So we leave you with something to take away that you can apply and implement on a day-to-day basis to help you start to shift your states when they hit lows. The D in the meds is decisions. We all make decisions on a day-to-day basis. From the moment we wake up, do we snooze that alarm or do we bounce out of bed? Do we get the breakfast or do we skip the breakfast? Do we argue with the fella or the wife or do we not? Do we get the kids ready? Do we go to work? Do we not go to work? Are we in a good mood or a bad mood? Do we decide that? Is that a decision? But ultimately, if you know yourself more, if you know what you want out of life more, we can start to make key decisions to make that come true. And that's what we work on in the decisions section, which is not just understanding what decisions are and how to make better logical decisions rather than emotional reactive decisions, but we also base it on who you want to be and where you want your life to go, how you want to feel, because decisions on a daily basis heavily impact that. To finish is the S, stands for structure. Can we structure our lives better on a day-to-day and week-to-week basis? The more structure we can have within our life, the less overwhelm, the less stress, the less sense of, I've got no direction, I've got no purpose. When we structure things in, and it doesn't have to be to the detail, to the hour, to the minute, but just some form of structure to understand my life is structured enough that I know I am moving forward. It's structured enough that I know I've got things within it that are making me a better person, to feel better, to be better, to live better. Sometimes structure doesn't need to be absolutes, but there definitely needs to be some form of structure to ensure that you are applying something on a weekly basis to make you a better person, to make you feel better about yourself, to make sure you are moving forward in a way that you personally want to move forward in. And again, going back to what I said a minute ago, BeOne isn't here to tell you how you should live your life or who you should be or how you should feel. We help you think about that so you can decide for yourself. And then throughout each module, you can start to apply things to create a structure to enable you to pull that into place. But in essence, the MEDS model, mind, emotions, decisions, and structure, is always at the heartbeat of what BeOne is about, okay? As well as our values, which are important towards honesty, not just with others, but more so honesty with yourself. Responsibility. You've got to take responsibility of your own life. If you don't take responsibility of your own life, who will? Empowerment. If you can be honest with yourself, take responsibility, and then work on the elements that we help you with, you will feel empowerment within life that will take you forward to have better states of mental health, better states of well-being, better tools and techniques to deal with situations when they arise that take you to a negative place, and to live more consistently in a happier and more content state of being. This is why we're so passionate about BeOne, all based off lived experience. Yes, study, research has gone into this, but this is practical, meaning we've lived it, we've experienced it, we've even utilised groups' feedback to all formulate what we have created. And in terms of feedback, we've never had bad feedback from a workshop that we've delivered or any coaching that we've delivered, and that is something we are extremely proud of.